push-ups, okay? So generally we see a bit of a change there, instead obviously with your feet alignment to start with, okay? So there's a bit more space you have here on the right hand one now from your hands to your legs, just because you've moved your right foot back a little bit. You haven't moved further from the ball, but looking down the line, if I'm here, my legs and hands are quite close. If I just bring this back, I'm not any further from it, I'm just more space, yeah? So because you had that right foot back a little bit now you're more in line. The feeling now is this hip is going to get out of your way, okay? And if you look at the left hand one here now, the hip doesn't really move. Your arm's just moving back out and away, so the club kind of gets very much outside here, halfway back. That for me is kind of outside the windows, basically. Well, I'm a bit narrow in those two, but somewhere in that area there. If you got the club back here, it's a problem. Club out there, it's going to be a problem, okay? Now it's not you, just move your arms further in, because if you did that and this hip hadn't moved, you're so stuck, you got nowhere to go, and that's the feeling. Exactly and it's annoying, to be fair, because then you're trying to help yourself do this. I can't hit the ball. It just doesn't work. So you got to, the space has to be created. It's not there in a given, right? Okay. So if you swing the golf club back now, your right hip's going to move out of the way. So your right move in there. Now your club is kind of there, so it's in that kind of window. And we've not said about your club path changing a lot. We just said, okay, turn your hips, so your hands now you can see it start working around your body a bit more. So you're slightly above plane there, which is fine, but at least your hands are in front of your chest because your chest and hips have moved, okay? Whereas this one here, halfway back, the club now pretty vertical, hands are barely in line with your chest. Then you get up here, now there's not much body movement there at all, just all your arms lifting, and now they drop back down. Your poor right arm, it's like, get out of the way of that right hip, and it's like, I mean, how do you get... in some ways, it's not a miracle, but it's impressive how you get the golf ball, because there's not much space for that right arm to go anywhere. And all you can really do now is just swipe your arms left, where if you get up there and get some... I'll go back here. If you get up here now and get some... Look how much depth in your arm. Now you can drop your arms under plane, that's fine. Look where your right arm can go now. You got some space for your right arm to go, so you can get your path into the golf ball more from here with space that's actually there for you to hit it, yeah? Rather than you trying to find space or, again, trying to manipulate your arms. Let your arms do what they want to do. Yeah? They can find their own way, but as long as this side of your body, I think more so in that right hip probably, because generally if he turns, the shoulder will turn with it. It'd be very hard to sort of go, it wouldn't kind of work with it. So get that right hip getting out of the way. I mean, your shoulder's going to get more behind your head. That in turn is going to create a bit more kind of energy and torque. So your distance is going to start creeping up just based on energy created, So you're going to get more of a more powerful swing, and your arms have got some space to go. I mean, if you sort of look here, there, now, I mean, your arm's sort of quite high there. Compare that to, I mean, your arm looks longer. Because you turn more, you've got more depth, the club's gone behind you, you've got some space now for your arms to swing. That sort of space you've always been looking for, but never been able to find. And if people said, just bring the arms to the club around your body then all day, like, I can't at the golf ball, I've got nowhere for my arms to go. So with all best intentions, you'll try and do that. It's not really going to work, is it, unfortunately? So you've got to know what's got to move, but the feet have got to be a bit more in line, as I said, to start with, to enable that movement to happen. So as you're to the back, so now the club's going to come back down. There's space for your arms to swing past your thigh, releasing through, hitting target nicely. Decent strike down the fairway, and at least you're getting your path now more towards target. That's the important thing, yeah? Your club now is more that way as opposed to coming from somewhere over there, yeah? So wider feet, more neutral feet, not pinching the knees in. So those three things are going to really help kind of your mobility and able to turn and rotate those hips. And then in terms of the swing, let your arms do what they want to do. Your arms have done the same thing for probably a good amount of time, yeah? You've been playing 15 years, like you said, yeah? Your arms have done that probably for 30 and a half of those years. Before you started, you had a sort of maybe a different method, but you found a way your arms feel comfortable. We got to get the engine working better. The engine works better there, Dan. Everything else kind of falls into place. The arms are slightly above plane there, but again, within that window where we said is okay. I mean, there's the sort of club head there. There's your hands. They're not that far outside. But if your hip don't work, they're miles outside. All right? Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah. So give yourself some space. Now your arms can swing back down and through. And I think from you now, it's sort of a bit of practice, kind of finding strike and just getting used to that movement. And then once you've kind of got that, then you'll be more in line with where that ball's going to be going, yeah? Okay, mate? Good stuff, right.